Hi, welcome to Victorious Christian Living. And I'm going to be speaking on some stuff in Jeremiah, which is pretty amazing. So hang on to your hats. Jeremiah is a prophet, and he prophesies to the Israelites, to Jerusalem. And it's amazing the things that he says because they apply to us now in this world. And I was just reading along and thinking, oh my, that is us. That is us now. For instance, in Jeremiah 2, verse 6, what wrong did your fathers find in me that they went far from me and went after worthlessness and became worthless? Doesn't that sound like our world today? And in Jeremiah, the same chapter, verse 13, it says, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and they have hewn out cisterns for themselves, broken cisterns that can hold no water. You know, it's hard to say that the end times are coming soon, but they are. I mean, I really feel that they are. And I know that people say that off and on over the centuries as things get bad, and we are just amazed at how bad they are. But it seems that everything is coming together. And we could possibly be in the generation right now of the world that sees the return of God. And we need to be ready for that. We need to be faithful and know that things are going to be hard for Christians, but that we can withstand as long as we stay strong. Jeremiah 2:17 says, have you not brought this upon yourself by forsaking the Lord your God? The world has forsaken God. They have decided that nothing is sin. And I find that very interesting because this one especially, I wish I'd mentioned this earlier, but this one especially gets me. I love nature. I love everything in nature. God made it. But in Jeremiah 2:26, it says, their kings, their officials, their priests, and their prophets, who say to a tree, you are my father, and to a stone, you gave me birth. They've turned their back to me. But in the time of their trouble, they say to me, arise and save us. Isn't that just so like the world? You know, everything's going fine, and they've completely turned their back on God, and they're worshiping nature, and blah, 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 blah. And then something bad happens, and it's like, oh, everybody pray for me. I don't even really believe in God, but pray for me anyway, because something terrible has happened. And I see that so many times. It's like that old saying, there's no atheists in foxholes. You know what a foxhole is? Foxhole is what the military dig to sleep in and to hide in. And when war is on and they're being bombed or shot at, and it says there's no atheists in a foxhole, because when you're in a foxhole, you're scared and probably asking God to help save you, making all kinds of deals, right? In Jeremiah 2:35, it says, you say I am innocent. Behold, I will bring you to judgment for saying I have not sinned. All the things that are happening in this world right now, they're not sin. Oh, men and men, women and women. That's not sin, is it? Sleeping together before marriage, that's not sin. You know, the world has changed, right? No, God has not changed. The world is evil. God has not changed. Sin is sin. And just because the world has accepted that sin and says, I have not sinned, we are innocent, God will bring us to judgment. God will bring the world to judgment. So that's all from Jeremiah 2. I'm going to get into Jeremiah 3 tomorrow with just myself. And Jeremiah was a wonderful prophet, and he was very young. He thought he was too young to be a prophet, but um, he obeyed God, and he told them what they needed to hear. Now, I want to say one more thing about prophets. Prophets are usually people who God speaks to about global or local or, that kind of thing. If someone comes to you and say, I have a prophecy for you, they're not making a mistake, although kind of they are, but it's all in the wording. They have a word from the Lord for you. They cannot go around calling themselves a prophet. They could get into trouble by being a little bit of arrogance there, or thinking that they're something that they're not, that God has not called them to be, and they need to be very, very careful about that. So if someone comes to you and says, listen, God spoke a word for you to me, then that's great, but it's not a prophecy. And I want you to understand that and be very careful. It might seem like nothing, but I think it is something. So God bless you. Bye.